The word prana, there is no equivalent word in English, but we can say it's the vital energy. That which we call as the life energy is prana. Prana has 10 different manifestations in the body, but for the sake of understanding, we'll bring it down to 5. These 5 are referred to as 5 vayus or panchavayus. This is pranavayu, samanavayu, udhanavayu, apana and vyana. They're in charge of different dimensions of what happens in this human mechanism. Taking charge of this. Yama means to control or to take charge. Pranayama means a method with which you want to take charge these panchavayus. Because how your body functions, how your mind functions, how the whole physiological framework, this human mechanism, how it functions, is determined by this energy. This is an energy, it is an intelligent energy in the sense it carries a certain amount of memory. The karmic memory of the individual person is imprinted on this energy, so in each person, the prana functions in a different manner. It is unique to each individual. It's like electricity. Electricity is not smart. It can light up the light bulb, it can run the camera, it can, run the air conditioning, it can do million things, but not because of its intelligence. It does the same thing, always. Because of a particular device, a certain thing happens. So this is an intelligent energy where a certain amount of imprint is there. Because of that, it functions in a specific manner in an individual person. That is going into an extremely refined form of pranayama where we particularly design something for an individual person because he's in a certain way. For that, to come to that level, it will need a general level of pranayama where it takes care of these 5 vayus. If one has a certain mastery over these 5 vayus, there is no such thing as physical ailment or particularly psychological ailment is out of question. If somebody takes charge of their prana, whatever may be the external atmosphere, whatever influences in terms of reverberations, waves, emotions, other kinds of pressures, doesn't matter what, psychological balance is 100% guaranteed for a person who takes charge of his prana, always. When I say balance, maybe most of you won't be medically considered imbalanced, but a whole lot of people are psychologically imbalanced. Suppose this hand simply pops up right now, it pokes into your eyes and it scratches you and beats you. If your hand starts doing this, there is a sickness, isn't it? At least your hand is sick. Let me not blame the whole person. At least your hand is sick for sure, isn't it? Well, this is what most people's minds are doing. Every day it scratches you from inside, makes you cry, make you bawl, make you worry. In so many varieties of suffering, it pokes your eyeballs out many times. Is it not doing? It is sick, maybe in a socially accepted manner, but it is sick. So one who takes charge of his prana can be 100% assured his psychological balance is there, you cannot shake it. Physiological balance also is there, but physiological ailments may happen due to various reasons. One thing is there are infections and other, organisms who want to live. Yes, they want to live. Another thing is variety of chemicals and poisons and stuff we may swallow knowingly, unknowingly, and it can cause things. So physiological ailment is, I would say, 90% guaranteed that it won't happen. But psychological well-being is 100% guaranteed. If you're psychologically in an extremely good place, 10% of physiological problems are not even a problem, It's not even a problem. Most of the time, what little things that may happen to the body, that's not the thing. What reaction that happens in your mind is the big thing, isn't it? Yes or no? So, pranayama means you want to take charge of the vital forces.
have a question for you today. And the question is, do you like peace? Yes, the question is, do you like peace? Now, most of you are like, what sort of question is that? Who doesn't like peace? But what if I tell you that there is something in you which doesn't like peace? There is something in you which would rather remain worried and anxious than be at peace. There is something in you which likes the drama more than peace. And that is your ego. Ego relishes all negative states like worry, anxiety, stress, and resists peace at all cost. This is really a shocker for you, but it is the truth. That is how the ego works. Ego will make you feel that worry is necessary. You have the bills to pay, right? But you don't have money right now. Now tell me, will the worry really get you money? But the power of the ego is such that it makes you think that worry will really get you money. Negativity and ego are synonymous. It will make you feel that stress and anxiety are part of your lives. And this is what people all around the world think, that stress and anxiety are normal. There is nothing wrong in getting anxious, in getting stressed. This is what they think. Now, those who think that way are completely and totally in the grip of their egoic mind. And unless they do something about it, their egoic mind will keep running their lives and make it a living hell, if it hasn't already done so. So if you now know that you are in the grip of the ego, what is then the way out? What can you really do to go beyond it? Now tell me, if you have been living in darkness for ages, what would you really do to dispel that darkness? You would think of the ways to bring the light, right? Because light alone can dispel the darkness. Ego is darkness. So try to bring the light of awareness in your life. Try to bring the light of consciousness in your life. Awareness is all you need. Consciousness is all you need to dispel this darkness called the ego. And once this darkness is dispelled, then worry, anxiety, fear, stress, and all the other negative states, which are nothing but shadows of ego, will disappear too. They cannot exist without the ego. Their very presence, the presence of worry and stress, shows the presence of the ego in you. So when you become more and more aware through your spiritual practices, when you become more and more conscious through your spiritual practices, you will see that whatever happens in your life, it would never be able to disturb you. And when this happens, when you become more and more conscious, you would see that things also change for the better for you in the external world. Because when you take care of your state of consciousness, life also supports you on the physical level. Situations turn around. People who you thought were nasty become more helpful. And it all happens because you have taken the responsibility of your state of consciousness. So anything or anyone who comes in contact with you also goes through a sort of transformation. That is the power of consciousness. That is the same power which is running this unimaginably vast infinite universe. The same power, the power of consciousness within you, then guides your life and the lives of people who are around you. That is what happens when you are in the company of any enlightened master. An enlightened master is nothing but consciousness in action. He or she also has a mind, but they use it to function in this world. Unlike you who are used by it, they use the mind. They don't get used by it. And what happens when you are used by your own mind? The result is worry, anxiety, fear, and stress. So try to bring the light of consciousness in your life. And how do you do it? You do the spiritual practices given by your spiritual master diligently. And try to do things consciously with more and more awareness. That's the sole purpose of all spiritual practices, to make you more and more conscious. And if you keep at it diligently, soon the day will come when you would experience yourself as nothing but pure blissful consciousness pervading the entire universe.